First contact may be first murder August 4, 2019. Guy P. Harrison has published a very intriguing article on Psychology Today, about a moral issue after first contact, be it with microbes or intelligent beings. First contact may be first murder photo for illustrative purposes only. It is a strange sequence of events common to many branches of scientific study. A student falls in love with the beauty, mystery, and complexity of a plant, animal, or microbial species. Then the student learns as much as possible, looks for it in the wild, finds it and kills it promptly. The preferred term for such routine sacrifices is supporting specimen. Labs and museums around the world contain millions of them. There is some controversy about this killing and collecting process. See final notes. But it is not difficult to see honorable motivations behind him and the significant reward. Scientists are led to learn, and dead specimens are effective teachers. A dissection can reveal many things that a simple observation or a good photograph cannot. How much less would we know today if researchers had not killed and studied so much wildlife over the centuries? How many species have been protected, saved from extinction, perhaps, because of the knowledge gained from supporting specimens? But this is still killing, and that raises a moral question about space exploration, which we should be thinking. If we find an extraterrestrial life form on Mars or perhaps on one of Saturn's moons, what will we do? Will Earth astronauts, astrobiologists, and robot controllers be content to observe, take some photographs, perhaps take a gentle sample from outside the specimen? Or will first contact become first murder? That's a tough question, because the idea of finally discovering life beyond Earth and ending it probably seems wrong to many people. But if killing the newly discovered extraterrestrial life in the name of research is wrong, then why doesn't routine carnage here on Earth for the same reason seem like a problem? Was a bat or eel somehow less valuable to the universe or less worthy of survival than a microbe on Mars? My short, simple answer is that we must be prepared to make decisions on a case-by-case basis, according to what can be determined from observations. Does extraterrestrial life seem to be abundant or rare? If it's potentially rare, let it live. Does the life form show any obvious signs of superior intelligence? If so, let her live. This is how most researchers operate on Earth now. Of course, killing a worm for study is not seen as comparable to killing a dolphin or a bonobo because of cognitive contrast. However, this may not be so easy on other worlds. Even here on Earth, we still do not fully or consistently understand intelligence. Making a good judgment of life or death can be challenging, if not impossible, because the new way of life can think in ways that are beyond our experience and imagination. I strive to hurt a lone ant in my kitchen because I am aware of how collectively intelligent ants are and complex. What if there was a way of life in Enceladus, Ganymede or Europa that operates with a subtle but even more sophisticated hive intelligence? Would this necessarily be detectable or recognizable to us? Maybe not. In isolation, it may seem simple and therefore ethically killable to researchers. But if there were more things going on than we could understand, collecting and opening the extraterrestrial supporting specimen could be our first galactic crime. One case can be made to leave all extraterrestrial life alive and unharmed, regardless of intelligence. This is a beautiful idea, but one that could be impossible to achieve if we weren't just at home. Just taking the first step into another world, for example, could destroy little invisible creatures under the boot. The mere presence of a human or robot could be apocalyptic to local life. Think about how nature we know operates. For all its beauty, it is unpleasant, rude, destructive, unfair, indifferent and deadly. Here one form of life can hardly do anything without causing stress or death to another. As a result, our planet is a kind of constant horror show. From microbes to giants, everyone is parasitizing, wounding, enslaving, depriving, trampling, breathing or swallowing other life forms. Yes, it can be a beautiful contemplation, humanity as a kind of giant practitioners. But this fantasy is hard to sell because it would require us to lead ourselves to other worlds in a way we do not and realistically cannot at home. By the way, all this presupposes that the first contact would be with a life form that is weaker or less capable than Homo sapiens. There is no guarantee that this would be the case, of course. If we find life somewhere, perhaps it is also contemplating the moral implications of killing us for further study.